Yeah, this is a pretty good hand, I'll say. And they're F6 anyways, but we're still gonna Thoughtseize them. Blood Moon, okay. Well, let's kill him. Okay, welcome back. We're playing in the Wednesday Night Legacy Challenge with Black Saga Storm. It's starting up in a few seconds here. I'm going to be playing the Leyline package since there has been a bit of an uptick in Oops All spells. And of course it'll be helpful against various other all-in graveyard strategies, but here we go. We are on the play, and this hand is acceptable. Actually quite good. I almost want to go Saga on one, but I would really like to duress. This is a powerful format, and if you can discard on one, you almost certainly should. And here it is. Okay. Rug. I think I just take a Lightning Bolt here. Or Steel is very slow. Maybe I should have just taken Tamiyo, because it's a blue card, but yeah, I figured they were just going to play... Oh, I can't take Tamiyo. It's duress, not Thoughtseize. Okay, the best thing they could have drawn is Daze. Definitely playing Saga. I think we have a kill. We have 5 mana, 1 post Beseech. We can double Beseech, because I can get Metalcraft back with Petal. And I can use Infernal Tutor to get an LED. Yeah, this is more than enough. We go Petal, Petal, Opal. Go ahead and Beseech. And Beseech. Gaea as well. Hold priority. Cast it. Make a black. Play these back out. Cast the Infernal Tutor. Yeah, Lines of Diamond. Make more black. Might as well duress. And get him with the tendies. Easy game. Alright, that was clean. I just want Cabal Therapy. And take out a piece of mana. Hope he says good luck, have fun, into turn 2 kill with duress is fucked up, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, that's what our deck does. Kinda what we do. Oh, maybe I shouldn't play Necro on the draw against red. I think I'm still gonna play it. It just makes openers that much more powerful. Especially if we have to mulligan. We did see Tamiyos, right? So not Delvers, so they're a little bit slower. Okay, this hand is very good. I will keep. I believe it is a turn 1 protected, but I'd have to cast my Cabal Writ immediately, which probably gets dazed. We'll see what we draw here. Saga. And the problem with doing that, like, it's fine to get dazed, but Meltdown's a pain in the ass. Having said that, they don't counter Cabal Writ, and they only have one thing. We do just kill them, right? We can make 3 mana up front, that's 4 post IT, which means we can Beseech the Opal, and then we don't want to Beseech twice, because then I can't replay Vault and turn my Opal back on. Actually, it wouldn't matter. I could still use LED and then use my Infernal Tutor to get another LED, and then I could just bargain away the Opal, whether it's on or not. Alright, I'm going to go for it. There's also a lot of bad stuff that can happen if I pass the turn, like Null Rod. Now, if they have double interaction, that's also bad for us. Yep, they had the days. At least this means we can't get Null Rodded. But worst case scenario, we get melted down. They do only play 1 meltdown typically, though. Yeah, Wasteland kind of makes room for this Saga. And they had to pick up a land, so they're behind a little bit. I think I just want to get Saga in. I want to get to Chapter 3 as soon as possible. We've got another Wasteland. Yeah, it also protects my black source. If we draw like Dark Red or something here. Mox Opal, not quite. Not quite helpful. Let's Thoughtseize. Cool. I have nothing left at the moment. Take this Questing Druid. I don't think we're going to have to Ad Nauseam. Play out a Volk. Rainstorm. By far the best card they could have possibly drawn. Maybe there's better individual draws, but this, like, their hand was terrible, and now it's possibly incredible. Alright. Come on. Okay. It's still problematic. I think I'm just supposed to go for it, which means imprinting duress. It's either that or I have to necro if I want to be able to duress them, but I cannot duress plus kill them. But I can kill them around days. You know, either kill them around days. If they had a draw step, which was Brainstorm, they would have to have drawn Force and a blue card. Surgical would also be a problem. I'm gonna go for it though. Imprint duress. Mox Opal. Rack my LED. Get Beseech. Beseech away the Mox Opal. Get Gaea well. And cast it. The result, we get a land drop. We get, I guess we're Threshold. Yep. Play the Cabal Writ. Thoughtseize them. They found another Brainstorm. And they're dead. As easy as that. Play out my stuff. Play out some more stuff that I don't have to. And get them with the 14 Ds. 14 of Ds. Get out of here. Alright, quick and easy. Nice 1-0 start. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, round 2, playing against Bartowski. Run the draw. Our hand is not the best. Our opponent has mulliganed. I'm also going to mulligan. And is decent. I'll keep it. I'm going to put the Burning Wish back. And let's see what they're working with. Chromox, okay. It's going to be a red prison. What it looks like. They are in fact Saga deck now. And Chalice is often annoying, but I guess not the worst here. Let's play Chromox. Imprint Duress. Play Saga. So if they do have a Blood Moon, they'll have the benefit of making constructs every turn. And we'll be stuck without constructs. So that's a bummer. They did imprint a Blood Moon. They only have 2 cards. Yeah, I don't think I want to Infernal Tutor to copy Saga here. I think I just want to play Wishclaw. And hopefully they don't have any more disruptive elements. Nothing and pass. Yeah, we take those. We certainly take those. Now, even our Saga game is going to be stronger than theirs. If we can fade one more turn, I mean, they're going to get access, presumably, to another mana via this Saga. But I'd say we're in a pretty decent spot. I don't think they play a main deck Needle, but I'm just going to make a Saga token here. If they want to, like, Fury it, that's fine with me. More afraid of, like, Chromox Imprint and Sphere. Another Chalice would be annoying, but they would have had to have just drawn it, basically. Soul Guide, also annoying, but we're at 20. We can just Ad Nauseam. Of course, Dark Red is turned off, but it looks like they have nothing else. Oh, they just cycled it. Desperately trying to find something here. I mean, even now, if they find Trinisphere, we're just going to win on the ground. They have 2 cards. I think they're dead. Okay, let's see. Either way, we don't have to make this decision with constructs, because I can't make 2 anyways. So, I think we just get LED, play City, get a Petal, and copy it. So I have more material post Beseech. I don't think it really matters. I could just IT for an LED here. Another one. And I have 2 LEDs that I can work with. One Storm would be 1, 2. Beseech is 3, 4. Gaea Will's 5. And then just recasting ITs for more LEDs. Yeah, I mean, they got rid of their Soul Guide. We still would have gotten them, though, pretty easily. So, hold control. Rack for black here. I could even get a Beseech here, but I want to get more LEDs in my graveyard. Make some more black. Activate. Wishclaw. Get Beseech. Tap Saga. Back the Chromox. Beseech again. Back the Saga. Go for Gaea Will. Play LED. Make black. Infernal Tutor. For another LED. Could have gotten Cabal Writ, doesn't matter. Play another one. We'll get Cabal Writ on this one, why not? Play Chromox. Nice Chalice, though. The LED. Get our Thoughtseize countered. And get him with 15 of these. Easy game. This is one of those spots where you have multiple ways to win. And there's not really anything to... Like, it's worth taking a second and thinking, like, is there something they could have? But there just isn't. Right? Unless they're playing, like, main deck Fairy Macabres. But I'm not gonna... I think the odds of us dying from our own Ad Naus are significantly higher than the odds of them playing main deck Fairy Macabre. It was probably correct to crack the Soul Guide, because if that was in play, then we would Ad Naus, and though I said the odds are higher that Ad Naus would kill us than them having Fairy Macabre is like 0.001% in the main deck of a red prison deck, whereas Ad Naus killing you is probably from 20 with this deck, given how much mana we had, probably below 1%. But still almost 100% to kill them, so I think cracking the Soul Guide on the off chance they draw another Chalice or Trinisphere or whatever other disruptive element, it was probably correct for them to do. Okay, I'm glad I have both my Surge nodes here. After that, I'm sure they're going to put it on 0, which is what they usually do and should. In which case, Surge node in your opener is nice, which is why I do like running more than one. Because once Chalice is on, or once Blood Moon's in play, you can't get it off a Saga, and if Chalice is on 1 and Blood Moon is in play, Surge node is then a non-card. I'll play Feed the Swarm, it's good enough, especially now that they have Sagas. I can, at the very least, hit Saga. And I can definitely trim on discard. Still reasonably likely that at some point they put Chalice on 1 and on the draw, discard. Not the strongest. Do I want Needle? Probably not. Alright, I'll run it like this. Okay. They mulliganed. I'm going to keep this. It's probably not going to work out, but it is a turn 1. It is a turn 1 kill. And it's not as though the hand does nothing else. Needle. What, on Wishclaw? There's got to be a Chalice on 0 follow-up, right? No? Just hoping that's good enough. They must have Fairy Macabre, Trap, something. But I still have... Now I have a protected kill, right? Petal Land Dark Red is 4, LED is 7. Post Thoughtseize is 6. Post Burning Wish is 4, enough for Beseech, which would hit the Vault of Whispers. And then coming back around, I have LED and Dark Red to get back up to enough mana. I could bargain the Petal. I could use the Petal, play Candy Trail, bargain Candy Trail. Yeah, this is a pretty good hand, I'll say. And they're F6 anyways, but we're still gonna Thoughtseize them. Blood Moon, okay. Well, let's kill him. Play this stuff out. Burning Wish. Make black. Yes. Beseech. We Gaea as well. Cast the Gaea as well. The LED. Dark Red. Petal. I'm gonna cast the Candy. We don't have to, but I'd like to. Do whatever with it. And then we'll sack the Candy. And Tendies. Well, they didn't have a Trap or Fairy Macabre or anything, but we drew a Thoughtseize and we had it covered anyways. Alrighty. Another easy game. 2040, see you in round 3. Hey everyone, thanks for making it this far. Just wanted to thank everybody, and if you're looking for more, show you where you can find that. If you go to the description below, you can find all of my links. If you go further down in the comments, you can also find my links, which will bring you to my Patreon, various tiers for Discord access, early access, sideboard guides, donation decks, coaching sessions. You can also check out the podcast within those links, as well as my Twitch, where I do most of my content. You can see the commands that you can use in the chat. Let's say you do dono. You're wondering how to get a link, how to do it. Tells you right here. And the members Discord is within the Storm, MTG Storm community. And of course, it's always going to help if you hit the like and subscribe. So thanks again. Keep storming, y'all. All right, we're back for round 3 against chanel-santini. We're on the play. And this hand is not going to do it. Bunch of mana and a Gaea as well. We'll mulligan. This hand we can keep. Interesting whether we keep Wishclaw or Burning Wish. Could also just bottom Candy Trail. I am going to lead on Duress. Yeah, I think it is actually. Well, I think Burning Wish is better if we draw mana. Yeah, I'm going to keep Burning Wish. If I draw like even a land, I can put Wishclaw into play. Or I could put it into play off the Petal. Then I can't use Burning Wish. They mulligan to 4. So, pretty good chance this is Oops All Spells. I'm glad I'm on the play. I'm glad they mulled to 4. I'm glad I have discard. I am not glad it's Duress. I wish it were Thoughtseize. Probably the best take here is Dark Writ. Or just hopefully they're not even playing Oops. They are not. They're playing a blue deck. Interesting. I will take the Force. And I will play out my Lines of Diamond and my Petal. And get my mana into play. That way they do draw Thoughtseize. They have to take one of my redundant action copies. They didn't ponder. They probably plan on just surveilling. Cabalrit was not a great draw. I think I'm okay with just casting Wishclaw. Alright, they fetch. A Volcanic, alright, so presumably not a Thoughtseize deck. Almost definitely a Dazed deck. Do we get Dazed? We do not. Can't get Wastelanded, so that's nice. There's a Ponder. Likely going to shuffle to get rid of one of those Brainstorm cards. But they might have a fetch off of it and then find one card they like. Vista, okay. This Jeskai? A lot of Ponders. Well, I guess it's only 2 Ponders. That one shuffled. They have 3 cards. Battle's not bad. We could just go for it here. I don't know that it really gets better by waiting. They did not shuffle with that first Ponder. They did shuffle with the second. Maybe the first one got the Vista. All 3 cards are unknown. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, this is tough, man. I could Burning Wish for a Cabal Therapy. Seems like a cowardly play. Let's Cabal Ret. They do have to Ad Nauseam. It does play into Daze, but they don't feel like a Daze deck. Ad Nauseam on the stack, and it resolves. We do have a land drop. Okay, this is looking pretty lethal to me. Get some more discard spells. Be nice to see what they kept over there. Okay, that's more than enough. Don't think they're going to let us discard them, but I'm going to try. Lion's Eye Diamond, play Dark Writ. They seem to be F6'd. Okay, Flame of Venor, so it is Jeskai. And the right read on that. Dark Writ, land, Cabal Writ, take another card, play Wishclaw, go get Tendies. You're out of here. Sweet. Okay, Jeskai. Bit of a bummer to not have Haywire Might or Deafening Silence, but that's okay. We're going to try to just kill them quickly. I could play Feed the Swarm, but it's not spectacular. Yeah, I just want my 10th discard spell so that we can discard them and kill them as quickly as possible. Flame of Venor is definitely a pain in the ass, but it does cost 3. This hand is fine. Don't mind this hand at all. Saga is very tempting, especially with this Candy Trail, but it would probably be pretty silly to not Thoughtseize on one. Yeah, let's Thoughtseize. I don't want them to have like a free Null Rod or something. Spell Pierce, it's fine. Probably play a Trainer. No, worst possible for us. Worst case scenario. I mean, our hand is reasonably equipped to deal with this. We get some card selection. We have City of Traders. We found another Saga. Can't cast Duress. The other Saga is actually not that helpful. Yeah, I think I bottomed the other Saga. Brainstorm. Tamiyo's a pain in the butt. They can't draw. And this is a better draw. Just making our constructs bigger is better. Can't use their clues with Stony Silence in play, so that's something. They have 3 cards. 4 cards. No red mana. Hopefully no more Brainstorm. Immediate Brainstorm. Yep. They don't have a swords, we can just kill Tamiyo, which is nice. No land drop? Yeah, they got a Ponder out of it. No shuffle. We don't like that. That feels like a swords. Let's make another dude. Could get Chrome Mox to help myself get Hellbent for Infernal Tutor eventually. But Ad Nauseam could be castable if I find Dark Writ and a basic. So I'm just going to get whatever. Yeah, I don't need to play a land here. Tamiyo dying? It is. Okay. Interesting. Not playing a land, I get punished if I draw another vault. Because then I would have lethal. No, I wouldn't. 7, 8, 9. Lethal if they have to force or fetch. I think I just hold it. Okay. They've got a fetch. They didn't play a trainer. Let's play Chrome Mox. I'm just going to imprint. Well, does it make sense to imprint? I guess not. I'll play the vault. I think they're going to deal with at least one of these. It's probably Flame of Venor. Actually, I don't think it is, because they could have killed 2 of them. Huh. Or no, yeah. They could have done... Or no, they don't have a wizard. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Which means I should have played the artifact land last turn. Otherwise, they could go, like, Tamiyo and then kill both of them. They can destroy an artifact and do 5 to the other. Alright, let's hope they don't have more. Would have been real nice to draw Basic Swamp at some point here. Something's happening. Fetching is kind of weird. Snap Flame. Okay, that's good enough for me. Still don't think I want Feed. Like, sure, it kills Stony Silence, but they probably only play one. And I need a basic to even be able to cast it. And that's assuming I get through Counter Magic. I think I'd rather just have a more efficient deck and discard them and kill them. See, play draw is the difference there. If we were on the play, we wouldn't have gotten Spell Pierce, we would have taken the Stony Silence. Okay. I think I actually keep this. We have an active Saga immediately. And we have turn 1 discard, and we have explosive mana so that if we do hit some sort of tutor, we can just kill them. I'm going to imprint this Cabal Writ and cast Duress. Yeah, they got a Trainer, 3 lands, Lorien, a Force, and a Flame. Will this Flame occur in time to mess with this Saga? We go Saga. They go land. We go land. They go land 2, play Trainer. We make a token. We make another one. We can only attack with 1. They can take it, and then they can Flame to probably kill both. I'm actually going to take this Flame. Play my LED. Play Saga. Like, maybe you don't play LED there, but I think it's fine. We got a Flooded Strand. I'm sure they're going to Surveil on end step. Cabal Therapy's nice. Could play City so that I could Cabal Therapy. Hitting Trainer would be nice. Huh. I'm going to do that. I don't care too much about the Force of Will. And in the event that we do draw a tutor, I can flash it back. The Saga. Take Trainer. Drew another land. Pretty unfortunate for them. Well, this is part of the strength of the deck. This discard plus Saga tokens is just good. They didn't Surveil. They're probably playing back to basics. Because they have Prismatic Vista. Let's make a token. We draw mana. I'm going to make another token. Mana's not great here. I do think I want Candy Trail. We have enough mana. We're looking for either discard or action. That's Cabal Therapy. I'm going to bottom Chrome Mox. I could top this. I could top this and cast Cabal Writ. And then crack into it in Cabal Therapy. I think I would name Flame of Anor, honestly, if I did. And then I could flash it back if there's some sort of emergency. Alright, I'm going to leave it on top. I'm going to play out my vault. I'm going to hit for 6. Kind of takes me off a lethal, though. Or I don't have... Like, if I had bottomed the Cabal Therapy, I could have potentially drawn an artifact to have lethal. 12 is kind of lethal, though. If they have to use Force and a Fetch. Which they'll probably have to do to play this game. Tough call. I think I'm just going to pass. I want 12 power. And I'm not in love with the blind name on Therapy. They are going to fetch the Thin. They drew an island. They just showed us that they drew an island. We have perfect information. So now we get to put them to 1. They can't even use the Force of Will. Put them to 1. Unless I screwed up this reveal somehow. It looks like I did. Interesting. Must have been the Flooded Strand. There weren't 2 of them. I missed something here. Which does suck. If they go to 8, I think I still just chill here. Rainstorm is their draw. Holy shit. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Well, they had another Flooded Strand. Maybe I missed when they played Volk. Prismatic Ending, they kind of have to hit the Construct. They're going to hit LED. They have an answer to the Construct. Okay. I'm cracking Candy Trail now. Yeah, at the very least, we're probably going to draw into another artifact anyways. It's kind of crazy how many cards we've seen without finding a tutor. So now, we Therapy. Still don't care about Force. I do care about this Lorien, I guess. I don't want them to draw 3. Then they're tapped out. I don't want it to, like, Swords and then draw 3. I think they would have cast Swords. Or Dress Down. They named Swords. Maybe they tried to get cute. It's another Flame. Flame Force Lorien. Play out LED, it does 1 more damage. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Suppose I should have named Flame, because they can't cast that. And it would be a card that they have a lot of. Now I can flashback Cabal Therapy before they flame my thing, otherwise I have Force to contend with, and then we're hoping to find... But then they can draw 2. Alright, I'm gonna pass. This is all of a sudden not a good spot to be in. They gotta kill this thing. Now they have Force Lorien, 1 unknown. A terrible draw. We've only drawn mana. That's it. Only drawn mana. I kept a Cabal Therapy, that's it. Now they get to Lorien. No, Stony Silence, of course. Why wouldn't you draw that? This is a frustrating game, man. Burning Wish, yep. Jeez. Pretty incredible. I do think Flame of Venor was the name, though. Swords is definitely a card that they would trim on, and I probably should have given them more credit that they would just cast the swords in response to Quell Therapy instead of trying to get cute. And Flame is just the more likely card. I think this one's mostly on me. On top of some pretty crazy draws. I mean, if they didn't draw Brainstorm as well. Kick a trainer. We want to draw Saga. Well, Fairy's going to make things hard either way. And a Consign, okay. Swamp is nice. I will cast Burning Wish. They pretty much have to force this. Yep, pitch to Fairy. Well, now if we draw Beseech, or Tendrils, or Infernal... No, Infernal's one shy. We still got a reasonable shot here. Consign, they have 5 cards. Oh, there's the Infernal. So we'd have 3 mana post Infernal Tutor. Could play Necro. 5 cards. No. I think I want to hold. Snap. Snap Flame. That's fine. They kill a thing that doesn't matter and draw 2. If I draw another basic Swamp or Dark Rit, that's also lethal. They kill an LED that I don't care about. Of course, at this point, they have hardcast counters up. Consign doesn't matter because they're at 1. The original copy will still get them. Spell Pierce certainly matters. Discard spell wouldn't be the worst. Okay, they tap themselves out of hardcast Force of Will. No, they found a mountain. That's not helpful. I'm going to play it though because I want to remain hellbent for this Infernal Tutor. Yeah, they've got so much mana now. We're at 13. We draw an Opal. That is not helpful. Come on, Tendies. 2, 4, we go to 9. They go to discard. Thoughtseize. I think I need to cast that now. They're not going to let me cast the Cabal Ritual in the future. This might result in them flashing in a snappy on end step 2, 4, 6. We still wouldn't be dead though. Yeah, there's a Spell Pierce that we have to get rid of either way. We don't lose the 2 life. 2, 4, we go to 5. We draw Duress. Let's cast it. Snapcaster kills us. Yeah, now they're coming for 6. GG's. Yeah, I punted that. Wow, you're drawing all opals. I punted that game with that Cabal Therapy. Should have either not kept it, is a reasonable play. But I think just the correct play is to name Flame. They had a bit of a pause when I Cabal Therapied, but that's not necessarily consistent with them having a castable. It makes sense that they would have Flame because they also had a Force, so maybe they forced to protect their Flame. But these decks tend to play 4 Flame, and it's good against me either way, so they're all going to be in the deck. Whereas Swords, they probably trim 1 or 2. That's alright. Mistakes were made. See you in round 4. Okay, round 4 against ChironTheMage. We're on the play. That's nice. This hand has a few too many tutors. I'm gonna mulligan. Hand is okay. Not the best. But if it draws a land, I can play Wishclaw. And I get to open on Duress. Okay, I'm gonna keep bottom Infernal Tutor. And I will open on Duress. I wish I restarted Moto. Very laggy. Alright. It's a tempo deck. I will take the Thoughtseize. And I will pass. They're probably going to lead on Tamiyo. Just as a guess. Yep. Any sagas? No, but that's not bad. I'm going to play it and I'm going to play the Wishclaw. I know they have this Daze, but I want them to have to pick up a land. And I want to make room for... It's basically an expensive Duress. That makes them commit to picking a land up. And now they get a draw step and a ponder. And we're hoping they shuffle and that we find a mana. But we'll see. If we draw discard, we can cast it. They did not shuffle. And it's also possible we draw like Dark Rit. 3, 4, 5. No, that would still play into Daze. Alright, Duress is not bad. I think we're on low enough mana that I need to be dressing now instead of waiting. Yep, they did find a Force. Now they're going to be able to flip Tamiyo with this Brainstorm. I could take Brainstorm so that they can't do that, but then I still have to contend with a Force. So I'm actually going to take Force and hope that their Brainstorm misses. They do, of course, also get to ponder. They could ponder first. That'd be an interesting play. They also might just draw like a wasteland. Would be bad for us. You could also draw a wasteland off of the brainstorm. That would also be bad. We're not in the best spot. Say that. Here comes the brainstorm. Tamiyo flip. Because we really only have this one turn. Otherwise they can pick up force, and then it's really uphill. We are hoping they play Underground Sea, and then ponder shuffle. Plus Tamiyo. I can't imagine they have this Underground Sea. They are not pondering. So maybe it's Entomb. We did find Dark Root. Yeah, we just gotta go for it here. Like, if they found Entomb Reanimate, you would still ponder, though, because you can untap and Entomb Reanimate. It's not like they're incapable of making a wrong play as well. I think it's more so they found a force. I don't really have a choice, though, because if they take their turn, they get to Thoughtseize. I could, like, upkeep it, but that just gives them a clue token anyway, so we just gotta go for it and hope that they made a weird play. People make weird plays. I guess technically I shouldn't have played Opal, but it doesn't really matter. They have something they're going to counter. If they don't, it's going to resolve. Wow. Wow. I guess if you're pondering and don't have a blue card, well, then you can still find Daze, though. Okay. I do run the risk of, like, if this is lethal, I should probably just stop. No, because I'd have to cast Necro. No, I could cast Burning Wish. 1, 2, I could imprint Necro. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a land drop, so 5. Yeah, I can copy the Cabal Writ. If they had something they would have countered. I guess that means I don't necessarily need LED if I'm using Burning Wish, so it's actually free to keep going. Guys, well, yeah, now we have access to a Thoughtseize, why not? Another Dark Writ. Alright, this is more than enough now. Say no. And maybe they'll let us see what the heck they did here. I think they have Entomb Reanimate. They just kind of made not, I don't think a fantastic play, but I think I punted worse last round. Yeah, they're not going to let us see. All right, we take those. We certainly take those. It was worth noting that, like, Dark Writ was a great draw, but Petal would have worked. I think only Dark Writ and Petal and City of Traders. Okay, did we see, so we saw Tamiyo. We didn't see any Entombs, but we also didn't see Nethergoyf. So we don't know if it's Reanimator. It is slightly more likely, or a lot more likely, honestly. So I am going to play the Cage. I think it's worth speculating in this case. I'm going to trim a Cabal Writ and a Mox Opal and send it. Okay, this is a turn 1 Necro with Gaia's Will in hand. Ugh, it gets wrecked by a Thoughtseize. If this hand had a land, I'd probably snap keep it. If this Gaia's Will was a land, black land, but I'm going to mulligan. And it is much better. I'll keep, I'm going to bottom the Infernal Tutor. Maybe I should have bottomed Beseech. We're pretty close to just straight up casting it. Dark Writ would be an insane draw here. Alright, they ponder, no shuffle. The rest is not the worst. I'm going to play a Petal. And I'm going to Thoughtseize first. Okay, they have their own Thoughtseize. I don't really care about the rest. Hopefully they just slam a Voidwalker. I mean, it is annoying. I don't want them to, like, ponder for a force. Well, take the Thoughtseize. Play out the Petal. And pass. Alright, they do ponder. And they shuffle. We like that. Now they don't even have a play. Love it. Well, now Duress might even just miss. If a draw step and a ponder shuffle, so 2 random draws. Or we can just Wishclaw here. I think I Duress. Alright, at least we had something. God, I hate the new way that they do the revealed cards. It used to not reveal them until you finished deciding what you take. And the problem with this is that you can't get rid of your previously revealed cards, because if they interact with your Duress and say they counter it, now you've X'd out all of your revealed cards. And if you wait, then you have this pile and you have to, like, sift through it. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I screw it up. We did it against Jeskai, thinking we had perfect information, and they just had a Flame of an Ore. Alright, there's the Voidwalker. Land? Oh. It's not bad. But it's not good enough yet. Makes me wish I had the Infernal Tutor. Play out the Wishclaw. Going to play out the LED. And we are 1 mana away from an Ad Nauseam. It's going to be a little bit dicey. They have 2 unknowns. We gotta be careful with Duress, because they could use it with Dothy, although it's not a huge concern, since we have Wishclaw in play. Okay, they only have 1 unknown now. They could play Murktide, which honestly is probably the right play. But it's kind of nice. And any mana here? We can Ad Nauseam. Okay, it's exactly enough. We do go for it here. We gotta hope they didn't find a Daze or a Force. And that we actually get lethal from 15. Kinda nice that one of the Beseeches are gone. It did resolve. We do not have a land drop. Cage, IT, Thoughtseize, IT. Alright, Dark Red's good. We need some... Ooh, that's really bad. Need some Petals. That's pretty bad. The Opals, Chromoxin. Gotta keep flipping. And we died. I don't want to see... Oof, if we would have died from 20. We only had 1 Beseech in the deck. We hit it. The 1 Tendrils. Those are all the 4 drops. We have 1 3-drop. We hit it. That's what you call a bad Nauseam. Alright, game 3. We're on the play. Saw Traxa, so we know we're on the right boarding. And let's send it. Wouldn't mind a turn 1 Necro hand. Those hands are fun. We technically had a turn 1 Necro hand last game, but Petal Dark Rit, Necro, no other mana. I'm talking discard you plus Necro. They're taking the entire sideboard clock. There used to be a Moto glitch where it would actually unsideboard you if you let it tick all the way past 0. Okay, we're on the play here, and this hand sucks. The Guy's Will and Tendrils in it. Mulligan is a turn 1 Necro hand that we asked for. No protection at all with a Cage follow-up. Could imprint the Tendrils, but that makes things really awkward for the Necro. I guess I'm imprinting Beseech. I will keep... Oops. Bottom Tendrils. And hopefully we can get this Necro in. Imprint Beseech. Play Swamp. And Necro. They kept on 7. Feels like they have a Force. They do. Alright, we gotta hope this Cage is really gonna slow them down. I mean, we could have mulled to 5, but mostly we just didn't have the best of hands here. Nope, we get Thoughtseized immediately. And now, at least we get to Thoughtseize them. There's a Reanimate. I'll take the Brainstorm. Our best draw is probably Saga. We do have 8 of them in our deck, because we also have Infernal Tutor. They're going to fetch and try to spike a monster. They do hit a creature. Pretty wild. Beseech is not bad. It's not great, because our Necro is gone, and there's a Dothy in play. In fact, if I find a Dark Rit, I would probably just non-bargain and get a Saga. I'll play a Wishclaw. And they drew Brainstorm. They're drawn pretty hot. Brainstorm into Daze. It doesn't really get better than that. Maybe just straight up drawing Null Rod would probably be better. But Daze was one of the worst case scenarios. And brainstorming away your bad hand on top of it. Pretty brutal. Left a card on top. Play a Murktide. Alright, so now Saga's off the table. Don't think we really have an out here. They're coming in for 11. I drew Dark Rit. I don't think it's enough. But maybe. We did not. I do have 4 mana. I can Beseech. But with Dothy in play, there's nothing I can really get. Again, Tendrils. But there's only... I have a Beseech imprinted, so I can only 1, 2, 3. Wouldn't be enough either way. So we are dead. Okay, we're back with round 5. Our breakers actually aren't too shabby here, so we've certainly got a chance at top 8 if we win these next 2. This hand is acceptable. On the draw, would love it if we could just not play against Dimir. Just, I mean, I guess this is only the 2nd time this league, but more so, it's just been all blue except 1 round. I just hate grinding every single game. Alright, Ponder, no shuffle. I'm gonna play Artifact Land, Petal, Opal. Now we can Thoughtseize. Jeez. And we'll double force with a Daze as well, and a Petty Theft to boot. Quite the hand. I think I actually have to take Timio here. And hopefully we can find a Saga. I wouldn't normally ignore double force, especially when they have a Petty Theft in favor of Saga. But Timio is just gonna bury us. Right? I don't think on average we'll be able to hit both forces and kill them. They just have another Tamiyo. Okay. Pretty sick. Guess that means I'm cracking Candy Trail, trying to find Saga. Okay. Well, we have lethal, but we've got a lot to get through here. Even Petty Theft is really good against Infernal Tutor. Never mind the forces. Cracking Clue. Find a land. Leave a card on top. And we're just going to keep drawing lands. Really bad. I think I'm supposed to get Saga. Like, drawing land was so bad there because I can't even put it into play. But they might even just force it, because it does represent Saga. That is a way that we could kind of skirt this whole situation. Getting creatures so that they have to actually spend cards. Making it so that if we draw Cabal Therapy, it's multiple. Yeah. Can't ask better for that than that. And the problem is if we then draw another Infernal Tutor, like, holding on to those cards makes Thoughtseize a good draw for them. They just left a card on top. It's reasonable for them to leave a Thoughtseize on top because we had 4 cards in hand. On top of that, if we hold on to our cards, Infernal Tutor is just such a terrible draw. Whereas if we do what we just did, now Infernal Tutor is a perfect draw. Okay. It was a Brainstorm. God, our blue opponents just keep drawing Brainstorm on like turn 3 or 4 after Tamiyo. They've got 4 cards. They've got Tamiyo ticking. Can't get through this Force of Will. There'll be another one. We gotta draw Saga here. Or Infernal Tutor. Or at least something that they have to respect and counter. Wishclaw? I'd like it if they countered it. They do. They don't. I'm gonna crack a clue first. In case they hit a different blue card. Okay. They don't counter it, which is correct. You should probably just minus the Tamiyo and get another force in hand. They plus it. Okay. They play a land. They have 4 cards. Maybe they found another force? If we find a discard spell, we might be able to... Ooh, that's something. Something that they at least have to Petty Theft. Or counter. Cool. They're going to dare us to go for it. I don't think they would have plussed. They hadn't a drawn force. They could be bluffing. I just think they're in way too solid of a spot to be bluffing. Right? Like if you don't draw force there, you just pick up force. This way now, if we draw a tutor, we can use Wishclaw to discard. And if we draw discard, then we can use Wishclaw for action. They're probably going to plus Tamiyo. Brainstorm. Okay. Fetch. 3 cards, one of which is probably a Brazen Borrower. Alright, they're going to minus on force. Be pretty irresponsible if they didn't. They draw Saga. Interesting. Yeah, I'm certainly going to play it. Bummer I don't have Candy Trail. What are they going to do here? Surveil. Double Surveil. Pretty much tells us they're on Reanimator. And they might not be on Wasteland. I've seen some lists that don't play Wasteland, and all the ones that I saw that weren't were playing Double Surveil. Obviously, you could just do both things. They bottomed Murktide. Interesting. Murktide's not too bad here. Plus Tamiyo. Well, there goes that theory. Alright, discard spell. Pretty much. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they're just going to counter this. Again, they put us in the spot where we could dare to just go for it. Now, the fact that they picked up Force of Will last turn, you could take that as they were bluffing the turn before. Otherwise, they would just plus it. But not necessarily, right? Me with 1,000,000 mana and a Wishclaw in play, 1 force, they're not safe. So I think when they picked up the Force of Will, still a reasonable indication that they had another force. Tamiyo's at 5, so we still have a lot of tutors and discard in our deck to draw. And I think they have to minus Tamiyo. I wouldn't blame anyone for just going for it, whether it be the last time we thought they maybe were bluffing or this time. You can definitely just keep someone honest, and a lot of the times I do. But this one's been right on the fence, at least in my mind. They're going to pick up Brainstorm. Interesting. So this is, I feel like this is pretty likely to wind up in Tomb plus Reanimating, which is likely our demise. Even if they just find a Thoughtseize, they could bounce Wishclaw and Thoughtseize it. There's a certain amount of greed by taking this Brainstorm, and not just picking up another force. Fetch land, I think they have like 1 more Underground Sea. I mean, that's good for us, right? They don't want more lands, but they have to shuffle, which means they kind of spewed away the card advantage by minusing Tamiyo. And now we know they can't possibly have double force. They could have Force blue card. So really we want to draw a black tutor. So I can search for Cabal Therapy with Wishclaw. Duress. Well, not bad. I am going to cast it. We're going to hope they don't have Force Brazen. They do not. They have Force Stays Brazen, so they're dead. Take the Force. Just make sure we're not missing anything here. We have a Dark Rit imprinted. So we have Gaea's Will in the deck. We have Tendrils in the deck. We have both Beseeches. We're not relying on Infernal Tutor. So let's get them. Beseech. Beseech away the Mox Opal. Beseech away Chrome Mox. Hit Gaea's Will. Hold control. Cast it. Crack it. Let it resolve. We got him. Wow. Did not expect to get there. I think they played it really greedy by picking up that Brainstorm. But, like I said, at the same time, if we... In fact, I think when we drew Wishclaw... No, they had too many cards in their hand. Like, I could get Cabal Therapy with the Wishclaw that was on board. But the problem is if they have Force, and 2 blue cards, which I think they were very likely to have, I'd have to go back and look at what the game state was on that turn, though. Right, bring Cabal Therapy and Cage, cut Cabal Ret and Mox Opal, and send it. Alright, this hand is pretty good. We'll keep. We really don't want to get Thoughtseized. We probably will. Play a Tamiya or a Ponder. Blue, sweet. Alright, draw a Dark Rit. Oh, baby! Okay, so let's go. Let's imprint Thoughtseize. Can't cast both of these. If I don't Dark Rit, Daze could get me. If they have 2 things, I'll have to pass post Dark Rit. But that's probably okay as well. They might just force the Dark Rit. They did not. You could Cabal Therapy, naming Force, but if they have Force and Negation, that's pretty bad for us. The nice thing is, if they do have 2 things, this Cabal Therapy is gonna, at the very least, be good. Oh, they have nothing. That's ballsy. They did have an Entomb Reanimate, though. So, I mean, it's not bad here, right? We just happen to have a really powerful turn 1, but they play... I like this play from them. Play Tamiyo, show off strength, and they do have strength, just in a different way. I'll take whatever. Dark Ret, Ad Nauseam. Romox is a good start. Okay. Romox, Cabal Ret, IT, Beseech. I think this is already enough. There's no harm in going. Okay, now I'm gonna figure out if this is in fact enough. I have 1, 2, 3, Cabal Rit, 4, and Beseech. Play Chromox, print Cabal Therapy, play Chromox, imprint Infernal Tutor, play Lotus Petal, cast Cabal Rit, cast Beseech. Why not cast another one? Get them with the tendies. Sweet. Alright, we're 3 and 2. And like I said, we have good breakers. So we got a good chance of making top 8 here in the final round of the Swiss. Okay, here we are in the final round of Swiss against FynnOfBlood. We're on the play. We take those. Our breakers got a lot worse, but it looks like there should be 2 X2s, maybe even a third. If there's 3, obviously we have to win. We're live for top 8, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Unlikely, but we're still live. Alright, this hand is completely unplayable, so we'll mulligan. This hand is okay. Not great. And wants to lead on Saga and hope to draw a discard. Or even like a Petal, LED, or Chromox allows Saga to be active immediately. I could use a Dark Rit. Technically I can make 2 tokens because I can use Dark Rit for 1, and then my Opal's turned on for the second one. I'm going to begrudgingly keep this. It's like just barely keepable on 6, but it's close. I'm gonna play out Mox Opal, play Urza Saga, and pass. Tropical, so some sort of blue deck. Oh shit. There's that LED we talked about. I think I'm chilling. Could go, but I think we have too much going on to just send it here. We're hoping this is not blue-green Omnitel. We're good against Sneak and Show, very good against Sneak and Show. But blue-green with Veils is definitely tough. We can beat a Veil. Like non-blue Veil decks or combo decks that play Veil, that's one thing, because they're not countering you as well. But when you have to get through their counter spells and you have to get through Veil before that, it's just so much. and they have pretty easy and quick kills. So hopefully it's just Nadu and we can find some discard off of our Candy Trail here, or just our draw step would be nice. We do have 9 discard spells. Alright, we have 1,000,000 mana. So let's go for Candy Trail. And we find Thoughtseize. This is the power of Candy Trail. Not even joking. Pop the Thoughtseize. I burn the Dark Writ. Let's see, if I'm not burning Dark Writ, cracking Candy Trail, using Opal, I'm playing into Daze awkwardly. And Dark Writ's not even that important. We have 1,000,000 mana. Alright, they let that go pretty quickly. Crack the candy. What do we do if they Spell Pierce Thoughtseize? I don't have enough to pay for it and Infernal Tutor. Fluster just, I can't even pay for. Well, I'm just going to cast it. If they Spell Pierce, I'm going to pay. No, they do have Veil. So this is almost certainly blue-green Omnitel. This is like worst case scenario here. We can assume that they don't have Force and try to go for it. We're at 23, so an Ad Nauseam would be very large and very capable of getting them with debt. However, the correct way to do that, I think, would be Beseech into Ad Nauseam. So we'd have 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 post IT. Beseech, we have 3. Second Beseech. Each Beseech can Cabal Writ to be more mana, and then at the end of it all, the Infernal Tutor can hit Ad Nauseam. And then you have Ad Nauseam with a bunch of extra mana. Of course, if they just have a Force, we're done. But if we pass, they can very easily show and tell and kill us as well. And if they don't, what else are they going to do aside from that? Cantrip, find more forces, and we're just drawing who knows what next turn. So, and then you're just hoping constructs, the one construct gets there. I don't think that's a winning line. I think we go in deep here. Don't have to crack both LEDs just yet. And that's why they shouldn't force yet. There's no reason to force yet with an active Veil. But that is why I didn't crack both LEDs, because they might... You want to give them the opportunity to make that mistake. I mean, either way, we're almost certainly dead here. Kind of ran into a string of worst case scenarios. I left a card on top. Stock up, or just show and tell. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, I mean, this is like the cookie cutter hand that tears us apart. They've got double protection and a kill. This is why this matchup is so impossible. You still have to overload on discard, so I'll bring in a Cabal Therapy. There's nothing else we can do, though. You, like, play ley lines and hope that you have Helm when they show and tell. Like, being on the play is reasonable. We certainly have a shot getting a discard spell in before they have Veil up. But if we're lucky enough to win this game, game 3 is close to impossible. All right, on the play. Really good hand, I'll keep it. Mulliganed, it helps. All right, Petal, LED, Opal. I guess I'll lead on Thoughtseize. Possible they just have like a turn 1 and there's 2 show and tells, but only 1 monster. Force Pitching Fluster. All right, I am going to Duress here. It seems crazy, but we pretty much have to do it. Yeah, they would have had a turn 1 Emrakul. Take the show and tell. Our best draw is probably Vault of Whispers. Play out the Petal. Candy Trail's not it. Find an Ancient Tomb. That's pretty good for them. Ooh. Through Vault of Whispers. I'll play out the Wishclaw. Now if they just show and tell Emrakul, it's just not even that big of a deal. But of course Veil could be a problem. They might have to use their Petal to cantrip here if they draw like a Brainstorm or something. I'm gonna play out the City. Cast show and tell. I mean, if they just randomly have Omniscience, then we're screwed. Or even Atraxa would be really bad here. We want Emrakul to come in. Alright, cool. Ad Nauseam. No, we don't want that. 3, 4, 5. I think the Swamp does it. 3, 4, 6. Obviously, we could Ad Nauseam, but I'm not going to. We can just Beseech. Yeah, it's pretty darn lethal. So leave Swamp on top. Play it out. Make some mana. Activate the Wishclaw. Get Beseech. Beseech away the Mox Opal. Beseech away the Candy. Get Gaea as well. You basically have to have, like, Surgical. Okay. Alright, we made it to a game 3. We made it to a game 3. We're gonna resubmit. We're praying. They mulliganed. Do I keep this hand? This hand really wants to draw a discard spell. Even then, it's a mana away. Oh, this is close. This is really close. It's basically a mulligan already, but we have a number of the cards that are really good for us. think we need to do better. I might just keep it though. I'm gonna keep it. We would love it if they went to 5. They did not. City. Well, that is scary. City. City, go. Confusing. I'm just gonna lead on Saga here. I think this means, like, if they draw a colored source, they're just in there. Cage is fine with me. Like, this tells me they probably have a force, and then, like, a good show and tell play, but they need a colored source. And you play the city, because if you rip the land, then you can play it. Whereas if you don't play the city, then you can't. This is actually a pretty decent scenario for us. It's a lot of those. Jeez. I need more mana, though. I think I'm supposed to wait. Come on, just pass. Oh, yeah. Okay. Could have made a token. I think I just want to take this draw step. There we go. Now we're going to have 1, 2. We could get a 3rd, 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough to Ad Nauseam and then be able to Infernal Tutor afterwards, which is what I want to do. Unless, hear me out, Candy Trail. Because we have 3 freaking LEDs. So if there's any tutor underneath, then we're golden, right? Let's do that. Or, if there's a discard spell, then I can discard into Infernal Tutor. Yeah, I think Beseech, well, yeah. Bottom Saga, top Beseech, play LED, play Obol, play Dark Rit. Could crack the LEDs in response to the Ad Nauseam. It sets up my Ad Nauseam better if it just resolves. Don't expect it to resolve. Or 5. I could even crack the Candy Trail too in response. Then I gain 3 so my Ad Nauseam is better, and I won't pay the 4 immediately. Yeah, let's do that. Play LED. Play LED. Play Ad Nauseam. Crack 2 of these. And activate Candy Trail. Just resolves. That's insane, dude. What is happening right now? Okay. Well, they've got a cage, and it doesn't really matter, does it? They said GG. Whew. Wow. We got away with one there. They were definitely banking on drawing a blue source. Or green source. Whatever. A colored source. Yeah, green, I mean, maybe they have a veil, but that's not what would make this a keep. Guarantee they have show and tell omniscience. Also win. But not the cage. They played that the following turn. I just feel like that's not a keep. Unless you have a force to go with it. I mean, I guess you're on 6. And maybe they had redundant copies, so maybe it was a hand that could take a Thoughtseize blow. Like if they had 2 show and tells and attracts a omniscience and, you know, whatever. But either way, we got there. Now we just gotta pray. Hopefully I'll see you in the top 8. Okay, so unfortunately our breakers did not shake out to be favorable. Wow, look at all these people with the exact same breakers here. Came down to their game win percentage. So congrats to all these players. We of course did make top 16, which is what I made last time. So far my record, the past 4 challenges, the first of which was 130 players, an RC qualifier, we came in 2nd place, and then we won the next challenge. And then the last challenge I played was Showcase, where I believe we went 6-3 and wound up exactly 16th. No, you know what? I don't know what my place was. Because I had X'd out a Moto, and they don't show it on Goldfish. But I went 6-3. Now 4-2. All pretty positive results. And of course, it's worth noting we could have played better against Jeskai. In fact, we punted that match. However, if we'd won that, we would have had different opponents, different things would have happened. It's just important, at least for me, for my own development, to see, like, and to be able to gauge how a deck is doing, right? If I do well, but I punt, then it's not the deck's fault. If I'm playing a deck over and over, not making mistakes, still losing, then that's a signal that I need to change something, or the deck isn't good enough, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think the list feels solid. I'm going to keep jamming it for serious tournaments, because it is treating me well, and it's very powerful. So keep on storming, and see y'all in the next one.